The body of Esteban Toral was found. He had left the Pier of Man, but his body was found in Punta Blanca in the Jeremy region. Lightning is 5 times. Intense flooding. The unexpected nature of the water's rise is shown dramatically here. The unpredictable nature of weather events is again demonstrated in this unexpected flooding. Homes are quickly submerged. Into a building. A car drives through a residential area after a heavy snowfall. High waves crash against a seawall. A truck is ferried across a flooded river. People rescue jewelry from a flooded area. A vehicle drives at night. A car drives through a hailstorm. A school bus pushes a car. A pickup truck is towed. An explosion on a beach. Trees are battered by a storm. A tractor drives through a muddy field. A tractor drives down a road. A truck trailer almost tips over. Flooding in a city. A vehicle drives across a flooded street. A building is destroyed by a landslide. High waves hit a seawall. Cars are buried under snow.
Environment Canada has issued a weather advisory for parts of Ontario, saying some areas in cottage country.
Cars are surrounded by floodwaters. Cars drive through floodwaters. A flash flood inundates a neighborhood.
Ups.
Drivers help a lost dog. A tractor trailer flips on a bridge during a blizzard. Water droplets fall into a glass of water. A flash flood sweeps through a rural area. Cars buried in snow. A controlled explosion. 2 ships collide. A controlled explosion in a quarry. An ominous cloud formation. A machine overturns a truck. A truck drives on a dirt road. A skier escapes an avalanche. People take cover from an earthquake in a mall. A car drives down a road. Hail falls on a road. A tornado touches down. A truck carries a long coil of razor wire. A street floods during a hailstorm. A roof is damaged by a storm. A person struggles to open a Purelator truck in heavy snow. A bridge demolition. A plane drops fire retardant on a wildfire. A car carrier nearly hits an overpass. A snowplow clears snow from a city street. A crow helps a hedgehog cross a street. A car drives through a rainstorm. A waterspout forms. A rocket launches. A building's facade is ripped off during a storm. A flash flood. A whale is transported on a truck. A machine removes snow and ice from a road. Of the earth. A person shovels snow from a driveway, another image of human perseverance. A camera pans up the side of a building showing the extensive damage caused by the floods. A trash can floats down a flooded street. Waves crash against a building near the sea. A snow-covered park. The scene offers a quiet moment.
Could see snow accumulations of up to 25 centimeters, the agency said.
A flood warning sign is seen in the midst of... After the historic and unprecedented rain, parts of Connecticut have been hit by severe flooding. Higher waters can plummet debris into the air, a sight both chaotic and frightening. Meanwhile, the intensity of the rain on March 6th was unexpected, and many were unprepared. These snowplows are certainly having a harder time than usual clearing the roads. A crane suddenly collapsed in the blink of an eye. Truly unbelievable. The government of Manabi, the prefecture, and the decentralized autonomous government will begin to carry out evaluations. The government has also identified 8,481 temporary evacuation centers. This car decided to make fire unexpectedly, but luckily, everyone is safe. The sheer scale of this avalanche is breathtaking, but for the climbers at the foot of the mountain, the feeling was very different. They felt both terror and relief when the avalanche stopped just a few meters from their camp. A recreational vehicle was swept away by a large river in southwest Virginia on September 27th after Hurricane Ian caused widespread flooding. Fortunately, no serious damage was reported. The unpredictable, a cargo ship loaded with vehicles braves the turbulent seas. In Kuala Kejar and Kampong Jack in Kuala Kejar, Jalan Simpang Gong Sangay Tong in Kampong Teras. Traffic along Interstate 95 also came to a standstill near Sunrise Boulevard, where drivers had to navigate through heavy. The State Patrol responded to nearly 100 crashes, including 28 vehicles that ended up in the ditch. This footage shows the effects of poor urban planning and inadequate infrastructure in dealing with extreme weather. The parking lot of the Porta Lucia housing complex was flooded. In Salinas, the San Lorenzo sidewalk was covered in shells. "The wave took us all by surprise," commented a merchant. In San Pedro, fishermen managed to escape after their boat capsized. This is a dramatic example of the dangers of being caught in unexpected storms at sea. Homes will soon be submerged underwater. This shows just how quickly floodwaters can rise and engulf entire communities. The unpredictable conditions highlight the risk of driving in challenging terrain. A vessel navigates the incredibly high waves. This footage is dramatic, showing the force of the ocean in extreme conditions. And sometimes unpredictable power of natural forces. Such fires require prompt responses from emergency services and highlight the importance of wildfire prevention and preparedness. No injuries were reported, and police don't believe the bus sustained any damage. Around 9:15 a.m., dozens of fishing boats were damaged. Choosing the right size of lifting rope is essential for successful operations. This clip showcases the importance of using the right equipment. This car lost a wheel, a cautionary tale of the unpredictable situations one might face while driving. Fears that a dam in eastern Tennessee would fail due to heavy flooding were allayed. The sheer force of the water is impressive. The waves were generated off the US coast by winds along the ocean surface. According to the Peruvian Navy, many beaches across the central and northern regions of the country were closed to prevent life-threatening conditions, authorities said. Information about road closures and delays can be found on the Ministry of Transportation website. Public Safety Canada is encouraging people to make emergency plans and obtain emergency kits. The changing terrain shows the aftermath of a severe weather event. This highlights the importance of disaster preparedness in dealing with unexpected situations. In the Cruzita sector, there has been damage to fishing and tourism infrastructure. Lantau, bordering Thailand, was the worst affected, with 63,761 people evacuated from their homes. The unpredictable nature of the weather is again shown in this flooding scene. A car is seen struggling in deep water. Impressive, but remember not to imitate this action. Safety is still the top priority. Greater Toronto Area, Hamilton, and Niagara region. Nationwide that can accommodate over 2 million people, he said, given the severity of the situation. The powerful waves highlight the risk to life and property. Hard to compare with anything. This serene mountain view contrasts sharply. A resident of Parker, Colorado, captured the video just the right moment when a section of warped pavement collapsed into a sinkhole on June 11th. Johor floods are caused by a variety of factors, including heavy rainfall, poor drainage systems, and urbanization. With strong winds and heavy rain, the typhoon closed schools and canceled many flights, causing major disruption. An airplane is dropping fire retardant on a wildfire. The efforts of emergency services are often essential in controlling such events. A strange halo is truly a unique natural phenomenon that few people have the chance to witness. This footage showcases the rare beauty and wonder of unexpected weather events. A sudden and intense hailstorm, this shows the surprising power and speed of unexpected weather events. This large piece of equipment is being carefully transported. Want to test your driving skills? Come to China, where every turn is a show. A rocket engine test explodes. The power shown here is dramatic, but controlled. Helicopters and boats were used to rescue stranded people and deliver needed supplies in the flooded areas. Harder than the unpredictable nature of weather and the danger of driving in severe conditions is again shown here. This truck is overcoming strong water currents, a truly impressive challenge. This shows the strength and resilience of some vehicles. The water rises quickly into pure air. This footage emphasizes the destructive power of rising floodwaters. This stunning image showcases the beauty and wonder of rare weather occurrences. The power of nature to alter landscapes is dramatic and awe-inspiring. On the island of Lewis, in the Outer Hebrides, Scotland, the cars are submerged in floodwaters.
Along North Federal Highway near Commercial Boulevard.
A car drives along a highway, narrowly avoiding a collision. The driver exhibits quick thinking and skill in avoiding a potentially dangerous situation. A car is seen driving on a snow-covered road at night. Conditions are hazardous, and the car is struggling to maintain traction. Tourists relax on a beach as a tornado approaches in the distance.
Tourists were lounging and swimming in the shimmering turquoise water when they suddenly saw a tornado along the dark, ominous clouds.
Heavy rain on a highway. Cars are buried under snow.
Have rules that automatically trigger an emergency when 2 or more inches of snow falls. The same is true in Richfield, which has a threshold of 4 inches. The suburb
A flash flood pours from a building.
The Weather Service said.
A flash flood washes down a street.
Set up your tent firmly to be safe and enjoy the trip to
A landslide comes to a halt. A tornado approaches a building. A pickup truck is winched up a cliff. Flooding washes cars. Floodwaters submerge vehicles and structures. Shipping containers fall from a ship, highlighting the fragility of man-made structures in the face of nature. Strong winds bent trees, once again demonstrating the intensity of the storm. The camera shows a harbor in heavy rain and wind. A helicopter rescues a dog from a cliff. The daring rescue effort showcases human compassion and the use of technology to overcome obstacles. A large pile of ice shows the impact of extreme weather conditions. A ship is moved using wheels. This unusual sight showcases human innovation. A landslide destroys structures.
Wednesday, after last weekend's blizzard that downed trees.
Cars are buried in snow following a blizzard.
The agency said Wednesday morning.
Waves crash against a seawall in a coastal area. People watch from a safe distance. A motorcycle drives across a bridge. The video showcases the beauty of the structure. Strong winds blow through a neighborhood. Debris flies through the air. A dashcam captures two trucks colliding on a highway. The driver narrowly escapes injury. A surfer rides a massive wave. This demonstrates both skill and the power of nature. Floodwaters engulf a market area. The scene emphasizes the destructive power of floods. Floodwaters damage a small bridge. A car is seen attempting to drive through the water. A plane lands in foggy conditions, another breathtaking demonstration of skill and power. Strong winds and rain batter a campground. A camper is seen struggling against the force of the weather.
Typhoon Yagi has wreaked havoc, toppling trees and causing extensive damage. The power of nature is terrifying.
A person on a motorbike drives through a flooded area at night. Waves crash over a seawall, and onlookers watch from a safe distance. A performer demonstrates skill and grace in a street performance. A wildfire rages through a wooded area. A delivery truck is stuck in the snow, showing the challenges of inclement weather.
Several roads were closed in the county due to the snow squalls and accumulation.
A person walks through a snow-covered neighborhood, a testament to the spirit of resilience.
Last week due to the inclement weather.
A boat speeds through a river with a mountain in the background. Strong winds and rain lash a house. An airplane releases fire retardant onto a wildfire, a display of human intervention against nature. A car sinks into the ground during a heavy rainfall.
Hurry up. It's moving. Turn off the camera and time it.
Cars are stuck in floodwaters, with emergency vehicles helping to clear debris.
At the scene, police.
A landslide strikes a residential neighborhood, destroying structures. Floodwaters move through the streets.
allowing water to flow to other areas and causing flash floods. The Johor floods have had
A wildfire burns fiercely. Firefighters work to control the blaze. Flooding in Spain, the water surges through the streets, swallowing cars whole. Nature's force is undeniable, a reminder of the power we often overlook. A landslide, a torrent of earth and debris crashing down, taking everything in its path. This truck is overcoming strong water currents, a truly impressive challenge. This scene reminds us that safety is the most important thing. Always be careful when moving through dangerous areas. More devastating floods, entire buildings are submerged. The raw power of the water is terrifying and a stark warning about the unpredictable nature of these events. Hail pummels a garden, the intensity is remarkable. Nature's fury unleashed with brutal efficiency. Heavy snowfall transforms a neighborhood into a winter wonderland. Eruptions from this volcano seem to occur once every 200 years, and the last summit eruption occurred in 1949. A reminder that nature's power can be both destructive and awe-inspiring. Flooding in Argentina, roads are inundated, traffic severely impacted.
Seriously affecting traffic in the
More
area.
hail, this time viewed from above, nature's relentless onslaught. The poster in the window is stark contrast to the chaos unfolding just outside. Massive waves pound the shore. The relentless force of the ocean is a constant reminder of its power. Istanbul, a city at risk, with a population exceeding 15 million.
Potential damage is the city of Istanbul.
A vehicle struggling in the
population of
snow.
over-
The
And sleep
challenges
near
of winter
about
driving are clear,
115
but some
miles,
seem to be more prepared than
185
others.
kilometers southwest of
A
Bismarck.
daring rescue,
Apart from the
a
drivers,
helicopter lowers a cable to pull up a smaller helicopter. A skier narrowly avoids a colossal snow mass hurtling down a hillside, a close call with nature's fury. A crane collapses at the port of Felixstowe, an unexpected and dramatic event. A dust cloud rolls through town. The wind howls, trees bend before the force. Flooding in Malaysia, a car submerged
nationwide
to
that
its
can
roof.
accommodate over 2 million people, he said.
A
Given the
dust storm
severity of the
engulfs
situation,
a
The storm,
UNESCO-protected
with its
site,
wind,
the Golden
heavily
Fort,
damaged the
partially
Golden Fort,
obscured.
a UNESCO-protected cultural
A natural
icon.
rock formation carved by the sea. A beautiful testament to nature's artistry.
a natural miracle, a gift from God.
Controlled demolition.
This is
A
a
mining
common method for
operation
mining
blasts
hard rock.
away a section of rock. Controlled chaos. A tornado touches down in Florida. The sheer power is breathtaking. A house and trees swaying violently during a Florida storm. The power of a storm can be seen in its destructive path. The aftermath, destruction left behind by a powerful natural event. Waves crash over a seawall
Peru,
in
and
Ecuador,
nearly 7
a
feet in
chaotic
Ecuador.
scene. Cars
Large
slowly
waves
make
were
their
also
way
seen
through flooded
hours.
streets in Florida, the impact of flooding on
Drivers
everyday
tried
life.
to traverse the flooded intersections, slowly getting by.
A controlled
Cameras
demolition
captured some
of
of the
rock
high
in
wa-
snowy conditions, precision and power working together. A cement truck tips over, a cautionary tale for drivers. A tree bends violently in the wind during a storm. A residential area during a storm. Viewed from above, the scale of the storm is clear. Flooding in Malaysia, homes
6
surrounded
roads in
by
Sidia
water.
district were closed. including Jelon Chalak in Kampung Lubak Panjang and
A
Jelon
truck
Kampung
struggles on a
Bukit in
dusty
Kampung.
road, the challenges of transport in harsh conditions. Powerful winds whip through a residential area. The storm continues its relentless assault. A man casually walks across a busy street, completely unfazed by traffic. A ship faces the intense power of the ocean. Nature's power is unavoidable. Heavy snow falls on a roadway
Nature
at
is
night,
always
winter
impressive,
driving
but it
challenges.
is also full of devastating
A herd of
disasters.
horses runs across a field. The raw power of nature is seen in action.
I wish I were one of those cowboys.
A machine clears snow from a city street. A tree is violently uprooted by high winds. The
One in a
destructive
billion
power of
moments in
nature is
caught on
highlighted.
camera.
A crane lifts beer bottles with amazing precision. A testament to human skill and
If you are also
ingenuity.
impressed by this sophistication, don't hesitate to share your thoughts.
Flooding in Japan, streets are covered in water. A machine lifts scrap metal. The cyclical nature of materials is highlighted. A billboard is blown down by a storm, another
I hope no one was
casualty
hurt.
of nature's
God
wrath.
bless.
A truck falls into the water. A truck trailer tips over. A skid steer flips over. A man sits on a chair in the ocean, relaxed and calm, a moment of peace
So
amidst
relaxing.
chaos. A large machine lifts scrap metal. Cars buried under snow.
Injuries.
Yeah, we'll probably.
Heavy snow is expected to continue through the day, with peak rates of 2 to
Security
5
camera
centimeters an
footage
hour.
of a truck
Many
before
Violently
and
in
after an
Humboldt County,
earthquake.
California, on Thursday, December 5th, after a magnitude 7.0 earthquake.
A dust
occurred.
storm approaches a parking lot, nature's imposing presence.
Strong winds have whipped up dust clouds across central California.
Flooding washes away debris and cars. High winds and rain lash trees and cars. Flooding in a city, cars submerged in water. More high winds and rain lash a residential area.
Hail often
A large
accompanies
alligator
severe
walks
storms
near a
with
path.
Ready to hold his breath superbly.
High waves wash away cars and
The
debris on
spas
a
in
beach
Santa
in
Elena have
California.
also faced a disaster. In Salinas and La Libertad, the sidewalks were closed and access to the sea was suspended. Hector de la Rosa, director of risk management in La Libertad, said that the docks and food outlets were
A river
seriously
flows
damaged.
quickly. Large chunks of ice flow
Images beyond
downriver.
Imagination.
High winds and heavy rains batter trees, knocking them to the ground. Rain falls on a lush green
Rainy
forest.
days like this are perfect for some quiet time, sitting alone, sipping a cup of warm
Large
tea
waves
or
crash
coffee.
against a cliff. A map tracking a ship traveling from Japan to Vladivostok.
Port,
A high-rise building collapses in a controlled demolition.
Each floor collapsed like an epic display of
Water
dominoes,
shoots high into
leaving
the air from a natural spring. Planes perform a smoke show in the
magical
sky.
smoke show from these giant birds will surely leave you in awe.
A silo is knocked down by a machine. Flooding in a shopping mall, people are trying to clear water.
From a lightning strike.
A helicopter hovers in
Why
the
does
air.
the rotor seem to be stationary?
A semi-truck crashes.
Collision. The crash report indicates a semi was eastbound on I. 94 near Clearwater Township when a
seaplane lands
jackknifed it
on
into the
water.
median cables. Shortly after, a 61-year-old man driving a Honda
A truck tows a pickup truck.
Trailer. Spectacular and inspiring performance for those who love strength and endurance.
A building's roof collapses in a storm. A flash flood rushes down a
Leave trail
riverbed.
of Scorched earth in their wake.
Flags are blown down during a storm. A long highway bridge crosses the water.
Now fasten your seatbelt and let's cross the sea.
A large alligator
Venture
walks
not.
on a golf course. A large machine lifts scrap metal. A truck lowers a container into a deep hole.
Turns out that this is the way to lower a car into a deep hole.
Flooding in China.
China keeps battling with natural disasters, racking up a record-breaking number
Lightning
of damage.
strikes near a residential area.
It was terrifying when lightning struck near homes.
A mass controlled demolition of a large structure is seen from above. Floodwaters rush through a residential neighborhood. Lava flows into the ocean. This dramatic display of nature shows the raw power of a flooded
Natural
area.
Resources has issued a flood watch for the lake.
Floodwaters surround houses in a neighborhood. Floodwaters submerge cars and trucks in a city street. A car is seen driving on a snow-covered street.
Transit riders face delays as buses attempt to make their way. Metro Transit
Floodwaters carry debris through a residential neighborhood at night. An airplane flies low over a beach as it approaches a runway, showcasing the beauty of flight. Strong winds and rain batter a camper and vehicles in a campground. Waves crash against a beach. Floodwaters surround cars and buildings in a city street. An airplane lands on a runway. A large plume of smoke rises into the air from what appears to be a volcano. People use shovels and brooms to clear mud from a flooded street. A surfer rides a massive wave. A waterspout forms over a body of water with city buildings visible in the background. Waves crash against large chunks of ice on a beach. A landslide sweeps down a hillside, destroying trees and land. Waves flood a coastal town, sweeping away structures and debris. Waves pound a seawall, and a lighthouse is seen in the background. A car is towing a small plane on a highway. Flooding inundates a residential area. A wildfire burns fiercely on a hillside at night. A landslide narrowly misses a car on a road. A section of a store collapses during a storm. An oil rig is battered by waves in stormy conditions. An airplane approaches a runway located near a beach. Beachgoers watch as it flies overhead. A dashcam captures a recreational vehicle detaching from its truck, creating a potentially dangerous situation. A delivery van drives through a snow-covered street.
Inbound and one outbound flight had been canceled, the airport's website said.
A map displays the Garlic Fault, a significant geological feature with potential for earthquakes. A person is seen clearing snow in a park. The scene offers a quiet moment.
In eastern Ontario, environment
Cars navigate floodwaters in a city street. A camera captures the aftermath of a flood. A wildfire burns intensely. The images are dramatic. A person is seen struggling with an umbrella in a storm. An aerial view shows waves breaking on a beach. Large waves crash against a seawall in a harbor. Boats are tossed around.
large waves were also
A dashcam captures cars driving on a highway. One car swerves to avoid hitting a deer that jumps onto the road. Floodwaters engulf houses in a neighborhood. Strong winds and rain batter a covered patio.
Heavy rain and strong winds to some areas of New South Wales, causing danger and damage. Always keep an eye on the weather forecast and be prepared to protect yourself and your family.
A map indicates a high level of rainfall in a region of Japan. A person attempts to cross a body of water using a zip line. The attempt is unsuccessful. A large container falls from a crane in a factory setting. Albion Hotel in Bayfield, a community northeast of Grand Bend, will be closed for an extended period of time after the roof of the building gave way. A tractor struggles to control a load of hay bales. If you're not careful, it's inevitable that the floor will be flooded with molten aluminum. A fiery lava flow is a powerful demonstration of nature's power. Giant rockets exploded minutes after takeoff from the launch pad on Thursday morning, falling down to the Gulf of Mexico. The failure of a rocket launch is dramatic. However, heavy rains and strong ocean currents made rescue efforts difficult and dangerous, especially in areas where homes and vehicles have been swept away by the flood. Sometimes, when a rainbow appears, everything seems peaceful, like a magical weight that allows us to feel the beauty of nature. Perhaps today's work will stop you now. This unexpected accident highlights the importance of workplace safety. Thursday morning, when snow and ice made the road virtually impassable and eventually blocked by trucks. Accumulations of 15 to 30 centimeters, according to Environment Canada. A sudden massive movement of earth and rock. The power of nature to reshape landscapes is again demonstrated. Storms in contrast, the contrasting scenes of serene beauty and destructive storms. This unusual scene shows the impact of water currents on wildlife. Transit riders faced delays as buses attempted to make their way Thursday morning. The snow trailed off by late afternoon in most places, but gusty winds were expected to blow fallen snow and impact travel late into the night. Each floor collapsed like an epic display of dominoes. Multiple flood advisories were issued for much of Broward, including areas like Davie, Plantation, Fort Lauderdale, Lauderhill, Pompano Beach. For days leading up to the floods, the impact of heavy rain is shown here. For those who love strength and endurance, this shows a powerful truck being towed. The body of the person was found dead and missing in the Barbacillo sector. Sometimes you can only be helpless in the face of the ironic situations that life brings. Both were reported missing, but police found their bodies on Saturday, December 28th. This illustrates the unpredictable nature of severe weather events. The impact of severe weather on coastal communities and infrastructure. This shows the contrast between different transportation systems impacted by winter weather. The wave came with great force, destroying the cabins and changing the profile of the beach. In both Salinas and La Libertad, authorities ordered the closure, the impact of storms on coastal areas. Reminding us that we need to be prepared. This shows the power of nature to overwhelm human infrastructure. Probably the worst rescue ever, a damaged truck is being righted by an excavator. Unbelievably dramatic and unexpected, this shows a truck being righted by heavy equipment. Impulsive wave crashes on the shore. Flooding in Malaysia, people are helping someone from a motorcycle. More flooding in Malaysia. Heavy snow covers a residential area. High waves flood a street. A snowplow clears a highway. A bear relaxes in a stream. Cars buried under snow. Snow piles up in front of a building.
The London region appears to be done with falling snow for much of the coming week.
People rescue someone from a flooded vehicle. A massive landslide. An excavator gets stuck in the snow. Security camera footage of a truck before and after an earthquake. A dust storm approaches. Cars buried in snow.
And Superior West areas are under a winter storm warning as of Monday morning. North Shore areas.
A dog hangs its head out of a car window. Flash flooding in Malaysia, homes submerged in water.
Flood is a reminder of the importance of disaster preparedness and the development of adequate infrastructure to prevent and mitigate the effects of natural disasters. As climate change is causing more and more
Heavy snowfall at night.
Our information is a little sparse across northwestern Ontario, but I'd say the other hardest
A rocket launches. A snowplow clears snow from a road. A building collapses during a storm. Flooding.
The Good Samaritan, Amy Bordy, saw a neighbor in need and was happy to help.
A machine is clearing debris from a street after a storm. A car drives down a dark road at night. A helicopter flies over a field. A vehicle drives through a snowy road. Ice forms on a railing. A car with a large amount of luggage drives on a highway. A person rides a scooter across a flooded bridge. A vehicle drives down a snowy road at night. People are taking cover from an earthquake in a mall. A climber stands on the top of a mountain.
Standing on the top of the mountain, looking at everything from above, you will feel like you are the king of the world.
Heavy snow on a city street.
Have rules that automatically trigger an emergency when 2 or more inches of snow falls. The same is true in
Heavy snow piles up on cars.
4 inches. The suburb had collected over 5 inches by noon, the Weather Service said.
A flash flood washes over a road. Snow falls. Cicadas emerge from their shells.
Wish everyone watching the video good luck.
A cruise ship crashed into a pier.
Cable and strong currents.
Hail and rain fall on a backyard. A pattern in the sand.
Shake hands to exchange. A magical tidal net appears.
A tree falls during a storm. Hail and rain fall on a backyard. A halo appears around the sun.
This strange halo is truly a unique natural phenomenon that few people.
Snowplows clear a highway.
This job is both.
A gas explosion occurs inside a kitchen.
Luckily, she's okay.
A FedEx plane skids on a runway. Cars drive through a flooded street. A man casually walks across a street. Smart cars parked in a row. A grill is blown over during a storm. Hail covers a patio. A car drives through a snowy road. A woman shovels snow.
Heavy snow that pummeled much of southwestern Ontario is believed to be the cause
A
of
tree is
lethal
damaged
at
by
the
a storm.
Huron County Hotel.
A person is shoveling snow. Cars parked by a flooded road. A flash flood rushes down a street. Shipping containers fall off a ship. A banana is thrown into lava. People walk across a bridge as a flash flood rushes below. A truck drives at night.
Driving carefully not only protects yourself, but also shows respect for everyone.
A man rides a horse while drinking tea. A dust storm. A man jaywalks on a highway to retrieve a piece of scrap metal. Fish jump out of water. Lightning strikes a tree at night. A car drives on a snowy highway.
The weather agency said the advisory is in effect.
In Punta Blanca, several homeowners shared videos on social networks showing the sea entering their homes. It seems he came up with his own unique way to stop. This video shows a small plane making a forced landing. A series of cars skidded due to falling snow. The situation was dangerous. Everyone, please drive carefully. This is a cautionary tale of driving in snowy conditions. This is a humorous, unexpected scene of someone riding on a washing machine. Everything will be back to normal soon. This is a video of a trash can floating down the street. This highlights the dangers of operating machinery in unstable conditions. Don't hesitate to share your thoughts. This video shows to bison in a house. Storm winds can. This shows the power of storm winds in bending trees. Advanced technology works to handle the emergency situations so quickly. Amy Bordy saw a neighbor in need and was happy to help. Holmes.
Saw a neighbor in need and was happy to help. Holmes. Every time it rains, it's the same story, James said. James also said neighbors have repeated the importance of safety and control. A dramatic demonstration of the impact of severe weather on infrastructure. The flood claimed several lives and many were killed or injured. The flood also displaced thousands of people who had to take shelter. Floods also caused extensive damage to infrastructure such as roads, bridges, and buildings. This is a stark reminder of the consequences of severe flooding. Typhoon Yagi has wreaked havoc, toppling trees and causing extensive damage. The power of nature is terrifying. Or for dicing, as of noon, delays seemed minimal, according to the FAA. more than 85 outbound and 60.
This shows a lava flow entering the ocean. Demolition of the Zebrager PS, a crane took place impressively. A memorable moment at the famous seaport, the controlled demolition of a crane is shown. Affected regions including Sault Ste. Marie and Belleville, which could see snow accumulations of up to 25 centimeters. The agency said, this shows a snowy street scene.
Natural Resources has issued a flood watch for the lake.
Disasters highlight the importance of effective disaster preparedness. A massive landslide in Nepal. This shows a landslide impacting a village. A major storm brought heavy rain and strong winds to some areas of New South Wales, causing danger and damage. This footage shows people caught in a storm. Always keep an eye on the weather forecast and be prepared to protect yourself and your family. This shows floodwaters rushing down a road. Emergency Operations Center said on its X social media account, footage of people rescuing others caught in high waves. There was just water everywhere, to the point where I was like, I don't think you're going to be able to leave the store, said Japan. This shows a flooded street. A single landslide can reshape. This shows vehicles surrounded by floodwaters. A dump truck is shown driving over a pile of dirt. Standing on top of the mountain, looking at everything from above, you will feel like you are the king of the world. The power and beauty of nature are shown here. This wordless downfall in the province of Cagayan, Philippines. On Thursday, November 14th, causing severe flooding and road damage. This shows aerial footage of flood damage. Take a bath and relax after a tiring day. This video shows a bear relaxing in the water. Drivers tried to traverse the flooded intersections, slowly getting by. This shows a driver navigating a flooded intersection. A trash can seems to be drifting to find its place after the As December snowstorms go, the one that this shows snowplows working to clear roads. Heavy snow is expected to continue through the day with peak rates of 2 to 5 centimeters an hour. This shows a residential street covered in snow. Many severe weather conditions blanketed Michigan as the Great Lakes region was hit by a heavy snowstorm, creating a stark and challenging scene for residents. This shows driving conditions in a blizzard. The crash report says the 61-year-old man from Monticello died as a result of the crash. Is expected to blow around what fell, making for dangerous driving conditions. The staff of the risk management. This shows a pier being hit by large waves. In dry, windy conditions, this shows footage of a flooded street. In this situation, what should I do? Does anyone have any suggestions? This shows a dust devil forming on a highway. This shows frozen bubbles forming on a body of water. Everything is beyond imagination. This shows a car approaching a tunnel. Humboldt County, California, on Thursday, December 5th, after a magnitude 7.0 earthquake occurred. Strong winds have whipped up dust clouds across central California. This shows a dust storm in a parking lot. Prepare yourself, because today this shows a beach scene. No fall, this shows a car covered in snow.
Officials with the city of Thunder Bay said winter maintenance crews began plowing at 2 a.m. Monday, focusing on
winter maintenance crews began plowing at 2 a.m. Monday, focusing on arterial. A devastating flash flood occurred in the state of Johor, Malaysia, killing several. In flash floods, water rises with. This shows footage of a flooded street at night. Spreading rapidly across miles, this shows a flooded river. The unexpected intensity of the downpour is again evident in this scene. It's unbelievable to look at the length of cargo this car carries. The longer it snows, the longer it will take too. This shows a highway pileup, a rockfall in Zion National Park. This showcases the unpredictable nature of rockfalls. The torrential waters as dams release floodwaters, truly awe-inspiring the power of nature. December 27, 2024, caused damage to several beaches of Manami, claiming to lives. The forecast through the holiday is snow-free for most of the upper Midwest.
claiming 2 lives.
Director of the Transit and Security Company La Libertad confirmed that electricity had been cut off in all the streets to avoid accidents due to the humidity in the area. We do not want any calamity to happen. All the merchants have been asked to close their premises to avoid inconvenience. Everything will be dark. This shows waves crashing against a pier. A large ship is shown being moved into position. Hit particularly hard by last week's lake effect snow squalls fueled by Arctic air sweeping across the. This shows houses covered in snow. This shows waves crashing over the side of a boat. A car windshield is shown being hit by hailstones. The mayor's office of Santa Elena adopted similar measures in all the. This shows waves crashing against a pier. Hello everyone, this shows people watching a large wave. This shows a road collapsing due to flooding. The collision causes chaos. Are you wondering if your order is included? This shows shipping containers falling off a ship. Explosively expanding from a lightning strike. This shows a flooded shopping mall interior. There she goes, a large barge is shown being launched into the water. Is this really how to launch a ship? It looks both bold and amazing. A glacier is shown cabin. Is 15 centimeters. Not a lot by North Dakota standards, but enough to make roads dangerous. This shows a car covered in snow. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says this shows a crane picking up scrap metal. It turns out that this is the way to lower a car into a deep. This shows a truck being lowered down a steep embankment. Some areas received well over 3 inches of rain, causing significant flooding on the roadways. This shows footage of a flooded street. Southern parts of Broward County are often susceptible to flooding, especially in low-lying areas. This shows footage of a flooded street. Heavy rains or earthquakes can trigger landslides. This shows debris floating in floodwaters. There are no more supplies, no water, our brothers and sisters. This shows waves crashing on a beach. After the floods devastated the Valencia region, eastern Spain, dozens of cars were piled on top of each other or submerged in muddy water. The scene is heartbreaking and shows the terrible power of nature. This shows a flooded parking lot. This shows large waves crashing against the seawall. Just 6 inches of past movement from tree to tree in a fiery cascade. This shows a structure being damaged by strong winds. In flash floods, water rises with. This shows footage of a flooded street at night. A total of 32 federal and state roads. This shows floodwaters surrounding houses. A raging river, swollen and unforgiving, relentlessly attacks a bridge. Cars become bobbing vessels in this unexpected deluge. Nature's sudden fury disrupts the everyday. The ocean's wrath is unleashed. A small structure crumbles under the assault of massive waves. Even the seemingly invincible machines of the sky need help. A helicopter, a symbol of aerial strength. A car hood explodes in a burst of unexpected energy. A red Ferrari races along a scenic track. The driver demonstrates skill and control, but a motorcyclist's daring maneuver takes an unexpected turn. The camera pans across a home's interior. A playful dog runs back and forth. This moment of tranquility stands in stark contrast to the unpredictable forces of nature shown previously. Waves crash against a pier as people desperately try to escape the surging tide. An aerial survey reveals the widespread devastation. Nature's power is evident. A parking lot becomes an impromptu lake. Cars are surrounded by rising floodwaters.
James said. James also said neighbors have repeated.
An avalanche thunders down a mountainside, a breathtaking spectacle. The sheer scale and force of the natural event leave the viewer speechless. A tractor struggles to maintain its balance. A pickup truck showcases impressive capabilities, navigating a challenging terrain to rescue a stranded vehicle. Cars are battered and bruised, highlighting the vulnerability of human structures. A winter storm blankets a car in snow. A person diligently shovels a path.
Snow, ice, strong winds, and
A large truck carrying a heavy load kicks up dust as it navigates a bumpy road. Strong winds bend a tree violently during a storm. The camera from inside a car captures the chaos and uncertainty of the weather. A large airplane lands on a desert runway, kicking up dust. The raw power of the plane in its landing is awe-inspiring. Floodwaters engulf a road, vehicles are submerged, and nature's force is undeniable.
Prime Minister Anwar.
Snow falls on a medieval-looking castle, highlighting the resilience of structures and the power of nature. Waves pound a seawall relentlessly, causing significant damage. The authorities' aerial evaluation confirms the extent of the destruction. A dashcam captures a snowy highway scene, with a traffic accident resulting from hazardous road conditions.
One in a billion moments in nature caught on camera.
The unexpected appearance of a bison inside a house adds a touch of surrealism. Then a breathtaking aerial display by a squadron of jets evokes feelings of awe. A trash can floats along, the chaos and unpredictability of nature. Two robotic arms delicately manipulate a translucent fabric, projecting an image of nature onto the ground.
That wasn't an option for large vehicles.
A snowplow works diligently to clear a city street. This scene again contrasts with nature's chaotic power. Massive icicles hang from a clothesline, a stunning display of nature's artistry. A neighborhood is buried in snow. A person walks through the snow-covered streets. A building collapses in a controlled demolition, a moment of planned destruction compared to nature's unpredictable power. Waves relentlessly crash against a beach, causing structural damage. A driver skillfully avoids a collision, demonstrating quick thinking and avoidance of a potentially dangerous situation. A ship is overwhelmed by waves at sea. A waterspout forms on a lake, boats bob in the water as the waterspout passes. Floodwaters sweep away a car, another demonstration of nature's destructive force. A massive turbine blade is transported, showing human engineering at its finest. Waves repeatedly crash against a pier, causing damage. Floodwaters damage structures, showing the impact on local communities. A person shovels a car out of the snow, a simple act of perseverance in the face of a powerful snowstorm. A landslide sweeps down a hillside, narrowly missing a car. The fragility of human structures in the face of nature submerges in floodwaters, another image of nature's destructive force. A concrete structure collapses in a controlled demolition. Floodwaters engulf a city street at night. A large hole appears in the floor of a building, an unexpected event causing damage to a man-made structure. A man rides a motorcycle with a bear as his passenger. A school bus narrowly misses a mailbox as it drives through a snowy residential street. A close call. Strong winds and rain lash a residential neighborhood, showing the unpredictable forces of nature. A large truck drives along a highway. Strong winds and rain lash palm trees in a residential area, demonstrating the raw power of the storm. Floodwaters rush down a street, carrying a construction container along with them. A helicopter lands in a field, emphasizing the human capacity to overcome obstacles. A motorcycle drives under the wheels of a large vehicle, a daring stunt that is not recommended. A snowplow continues to clear a city street, demonstrating human effort to overcome nature's challenges. Cars navigate floodwaters in a city street. This shows the extent of the damage caused by the heavy rainfall. Strong winds and heavy rain batter a residential neighborhood, creating a powerful image of nature's strength. A large truck carrying logs navigates a winding road. Floodwaters engulf houses and structures in a residential neighborhood.
Responded swiftly to the Johor floods. The National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA.
A dashcam captures a semi-truck jackknifing on a snow-covered highway.
94 near Clearwater Township when it jackknifed it into the median cable.
Floodwaters engulf buildings and roads in a rural area. A car is seen towing a small plane on a highway. This unusual sight provides a moment of levity. People are seen shopping in a supermarket, creating a calm scene in contrast to the tumultuous events shown throughout the video. Strong winds and rain lash an area. Debris flies through the air. A person attempts to cross a body of water using a zip line. The attempt is unsuccessful. An avalanche sweeps down a mountainside. A rocket launches, creating a massive cloud of dust and smoke. A doctor tends to a patient in the aftermath of a disaster. Cars are submerged in floodwaters. Heavy rain causes flooding in a city street. Strong winds blow through trees in a residential area, again showing the intensity of nature's power. A building collapses during an earthquake. Floodwaters submerge vehicles and buildings in a neighborhood. A flooded road, the scene highlights the danger of driving in floodwaters. Strong winds and rain batter a swing set in a backyard. A dashcam captures a truck overturning on a highway. Floodwaters damage a marina, showing boats and docks. A large pothole appears in a road. Cars are submerged in floodwaters. Cars are piled on top of each other or submerged in mud and water in a parking lot. A wildfire burns across a hillside, showing the devastating impact of nature's force. Floodwaters submerge a residential area.
To other areas and causing flash floods. The Johor floods have had
A car is being swept away by a large wave. Waves crash onto a ferry carrying vehicles. A school bus is seen driving through a snowy neighborhood. Waves crash against a seawall. Buildings are seen in the background. A truck carries cargo along a winding mountain road. A large turbine blade is transported on a specialized vehicle. Flooding damages a marketplace. Cars drive through floodwaters on a city street.
The local media captured another resident of Johor, helping clear debris off the drains to allow
A plane lands on a runway. A small plane takes off from an airfield. A person skis down a snowy mountainside. Strong winds and rain lash a coastal area. A concrete structure collapses in a domino effect. A car drives on a snowy highway. A truck drives across a snow-covered field, kicking up snow. An excavator moves a traffic sign. A snowplow clears snow from a city street. A cargo ship is being maneuvered by tugboats. Strong winds blow palm trees during the storm. Wildfire smoke. A car flips over in the snow. A flash flood. A waterspout forms over a city. A dust storm. A car spins out on a slick road. A car is damaged by hail. A street after a natural disaster. Buildings are flooded. A landslide. A building collapses during an earthquake. A waterspout forms. A flash flood. A landslide. An excavator moves a traffic sign. A street is cracked by an earthquake. A tornado forms. A tornado sweeps through a city. An alligator walks on a path. A street floods. Hail falls on a backyard. A harvester loads grain into a truck. Heavy snow falls on a hillside. Historical footage of a city after a disaster. Flooding sweeps through a city. Flooding in a city. Boats float in a flooded area. Lightning strikes a house. Hail falls in a residential area. Hail covers a parking lot. Flooding in a city. A bus gets stuck in the snow. A dust storm. A flooded street with debris. A building is flooded. A landslide occurs. A snowplow clears a road. A pool is overflowing with water during a hailstorm. A Ferrari and a motorcycle race around a track. A supermarket is damaged by wind. Flooding washes debris against a wall. Cars are buried in snow. A car is filled with snow. A residential area is damaged by a storm. A bridge demolition.